Jai Jhulelal. Today
Jai
we are
Jhulelal.
having fourth week of Sindhi Romanized script language class for adult and youth in this semester, conducted by Sindhu Academy USA. तव्हां सभिनी जी तहे दिल सां हिन क्लास में आजियां थी कजे। हिन खां अॻु में जेके टे क्लासिस थिया आहिनि तिन में असां रोमनाइज सिंधी जी अल्फ़ाबेट सिखी, स्पेशल साउंड सिखिया ऐं असांजा जेके फंडामेंटल रूल्स आहिनि सिंधी लैंग्वेज जा उन्हनि खे बि स्टडी शुरू कयो। पहिरियों रूल ऐं ॿियों रूल ऐं अॼु असीं फ्रॉम जेंडर बेस्ड प्रोनाउंस ते हलंदासीं ऐं उन खां अॻु में हाउ डू वी मेक प्लूरल्स आउट ऑफ सिंगुलर्स उहो सिखंदासीं। कल्ह ताईं त लास्ट वीक ताईं असां सिखिया सिंगुलर, तंहिंमें माइट, फ्रेंड्स ऐं उन जा बेसिक रूल सिखिया हुआसीं। त रूल नंबर 1 छा थो चए, अंडर जेंडर बेस्ड लैंग्वेज फर्स्ट 4 वॉवल्स कहिड़ा आहिनि उहे, अ, आ, ई। 4 जेके बेसिक वॉवल्स आहिनि, फर्स्ट वंस, any word which ends with those vowels, that word is assigned a feminine gender, whether animate or inanimate, living object or not a living object. A, E will tell you that this particular word means it is a feminine. Phone. Now this is U. U and O is assigned to masculine. So 2 vowels, O and O, when they appear at the end of the word, it is a masculine gender. A, E, when it appears, it is a feminine gender. But we were all talking about singular item only. जीअं A में अख is feminine. Angur, feminine. Pencil, feminine. Zala, feminine. E, chokri, feminine. हाने masculine में O and O. हथ, कन्न, नक्कु. All these 3 are masculine. O, matho, masculine. Dandu, masculine. U. And what are feminine? Akh, jibha, khadi, gichi, chhati, बाह, टंग, is feminine. If you have all understood this, then it becomes easy to move on how to make plural out of this. And baha is a singular arm. तो उन्हें के चवो मिजी बाह डिघी आहे. Dighi is feminine. All of them are. Minji is feminine. Baha is feminine. Dighi is feminine. Minji baha dighi aahe. Muinjo hath vado aahe. All 3. Muinjo hath vado. O, hathu, and vado, masculine. You see how all three became masculine.
So even a boy or girl, either one would say Minjo Hatha Vadoi.
Bilkul correct. Manik, very good observation.
Mhm.
Muinjo hathu vado ahe, muinji baah dighi ahe. Both of you, Sufi or you, will say the same thing. Muinji baah, because baah is feminine. Both of you will say muinji baah. Manik will not say muinjo baah.
Mhm.
Muinji baah dighi ahe. Dighi. You will not say digo ahe.
Mhm. So it's
Muinjo
based on the object,
object, gender.
not the
This
subject.
is the beauty of Sindhi language. It is gender based. Ine kare pronoun is muinjo, muinji. Baha is feminine. Digo, digi is adjective. Muinji, baha, digi aaye, not digo aaye. All three are feminine. Muinjo hath vado aahe. Whether Pooja says it or Rajan says it, all of them will say same thing. Muinjo hath vado aahe. No, Angur. Angur is what? Feminine. Angur. Angutho. O is masculine. He menjo angutho ahe. All of you will say the same thing. Whether Seema says that, Pooja says that, Manik says that, Rajan says that. Menjo angutho. He menjo angutho ahe. Menjo angutho ahe. Here menji angur ahe. All of you will say the same thing. Here menji. Here angutho ahe. Here here menji angur ahe. Did you hear that? Pronoun. Here menjo angutho ahe. Here menji angur ahe. Hane, having understood by hearing it, if you can immediately ascertain the gender of the object. Mahane ke cha chondu su. Here muinjo phone aahe. Phone is masculine. तो माचा चुंदू here मुझो phone आहे. And here मुझी pencil आहे. All of you will say the same thing. Here मुझो किताबु. Here मुझो किताबु आहे. Here मुझी copy आहे. Copy is feminine. Here मुझी copy आहे. If you get the feel of this, then you got the grip of the Sindhi language. हाणे छा थींदो आहे, हिकिड़ो सिंपल मां क्वेश्चन पुछंदो आहियां ॿारनि खां. तुंहिंजे कुटुंब में केर केर आहे? तुंहिंजे कुटुंब में, in your family, who all are there? त केर ॿुधे छा चवंदो? मुंहिंजे कुटुंब में मुंहिंजी माउ, मुंहिंजो पीउ, मुंहिंजी भेण, मुंहिंजो भाउ, मुंहिंजी नानी, मुंहिंजो नानो, मुंहिंजी ॾाॾी, मुंहिंजो ॾाॾो आहिनि.
Uncle, Kutumba is feminine or masculine?
Family. Kutumbu is masculine.
It's masculine.
मुंहिंजे
Kutumbu.
कुटुंब में.
Okay. Kutumbu.
मुंहिंजे कुटुंब में. Not मुंहिंजी कुटुंब में. मुंहिंजे.
Yes.
मुंहिंजे कुटुंब में मुंहिंजी माउ, मुंहिंजो पीउ, मुंहिंजो भाउ, मुंहिंजी भेण, मुंहिंजो नानो, मुंहिंजी नानी, मुंहिंजो ॾाॾो, मुंहिंजी ॾाॾी, मुंहिंजी मासी, मुंहिंजो मामो, मुंहिंजी चाची, मुंहिंजो चाचो आहिनि. Did you see all this? Feminine, masculine. And मुंहिंजो, मुंहिंजी goes according to that. कुटुंब जेको है, no, whether you are replying, Pooja is replying this, or Rajan or Pinkesh, Seema, या Manik, या Sufi, all of you will say the same thing. मुंहिंजे कुटुंब में. According to the gender of that person, you will say, मुंहिंजो पीउ, मुंहिंजो भाउ, मुंहिंजी भेण, मुंहिंजी माउ, मुंहिंजी नानी, मुंहिंजी ॾाॾी, मुंहिंजो नानो, मुंहिंजो ॾाॾो आहिनि. If you got the feel of it, how to assign gender and accordingly use your pronoun, मुंहिंजो, मुंहिंजी. Manik, got the grasp of it? Pinkesh, Rajan, Samyoli, Sufi.
Got it.
Hane, all these genders we were talking about, whether animate or inanimate. Je mutake budaya phone and pencil, kitab and copy. There also gender applies. Ghodo, घोड़ी, कुत्तो, बिल्ली, gender. घर, car, घर is masculine, car is feminine. Every object has got a gender according to Sindhi language. Assigned to them based on the rule number 1, a, e. 4 first vowels, if end up in a word, that is the gender feminine. And O, masculine. Chokro, chokri, masculine, feminine. Okay? Now we will go to the next lesson. Since we have already reviewed this and everybody is fresh on this, all these objects we were talking about were singular. Hikro, phone, kitab, pencil, angur, one. How do we convert from singular to plural? No, that is a lesson number 2A. Yeah, wait a minute. This is still gender. Uttu, utthe. This is still the gender. Yeah, Chaur Manik.
Yeah, I had another question. So, like, ghara is masculine, right? And you said car is feminine. So, but it's almost sounds similar. I mean, the ending. How do you?
Gharu.
Gharu.
Gharu. He minjo gharaye. Gharu. Now, what happens is, Manik, you raised a very important question. I was going to teach you at a later date. Today, I am telling you. Sindhi has got another beautiful half vowel. It never appears in anywhere. Half vowels is a, o, a. A, o, a. In conversation, we use it without writing it. Gharu. O. It is not like puttu, which has got long u, but gharu.
Yeah. It's a very short u.
Yeah, it is a half vowel at the end. Pooja, Rajan, did you get the feel of it? Hikro hai, he minjo puttu aahe. Puttu. Full vowel at the end. पर ही में जो घर आए, घर, घर short, घर आए, car, car has got short I behind it.
Yeah, the
Car
short like gharu and the like angura. Like
Huh.
sometimes like not very, it's not easy to distinguish.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is by speaking out that you
Hmm.
start learning what vowel is the correct vowel for this object.
Yes.
Garu, car,
This
me-
No, that's Guru.
is good.
He's not here.
Pooja, do you have a question on this?
ना रिपीट कराती
ही मिजो घर आए, मिजो घर, ये कौन सा ही मिजी घर आए, इनकरेक्ट, ही मिजो घर आए, ही मिजी कार आए. I will not say ही मिजो कार आए, ही मिजी कार आए, ही मिजो घर आए. Pinkesh, Rajan, are you getting the feel of it? Because this is the subtle sense of Sindhi gender-based language. Subtle.
Yeah.
F vowel. Kar, car, phone, pencil. I will not end the word pencil as pensulo. Phone will be phone, but pencil will be with a half I. Pencil. Minji pencil dadi suthi aahe. Minjo phone dado sutho aahe. Sufi, Pinkesh. Once you get the feel of this, then the feeling of the language is with you. That's why I've been going over this 2 times, 3 times to give you the feel, the fundamental rule number 1. It is a gender-based language. Gender is based on a, e, and o and o. These 6 vowels, 2 for masculine, 4 for feminine. Just a quick run. Uttu, masculine camel, and utt, feminine camel. She camel. Utt, uttu. Gadahu, gadahe. He donkey, she donkey. Kitab, copy. O and E. Jirko, jirki. Jirki is feminine. Rule number 2, Narva Madi. In masculine is O, feminine is E. Kutto, kutti. Ghodo, ghodi. Bakro, bakri. He goat and she goat, which is like goat. Then below, billy, tomcat and cat. Buddho, old man, buddhi. Buddhi mai, buddho manu. Kiko, a baby boy. Kiki. Kiko, kiki. Then kako, kaki, uncle. If you see an old man and out of respect you'll say, Bhai kako pe vache inan kete vyaru. An old lady, kaki, auntie. And same way, inanimate, thelo, theli. Handbag ke chaban, thelo, vado hoje, ya theli nandri. Thelo, theli. And there are certain exceptions. Raja, king. Rani. I-E. Rani. Masculine, feminine. Malik. Malkiani. Malik is the owner. भाई मुझे जाए जो मालिक आए, ही मालकियानी आए, नहीं. गोट, groom, कुंवर, कुंवर is wife. Put, diya, put, son, diya, daughter, di. ढगो, बुल, गायें, cow. ठीक है?
So sorry, these like this Malik and those. Sorry, can you please scroll up?
मालिक है मालकियानी.
Yeah. But the word Malik itself is still following the rule of the
Yeah.
ul, but it's
Yeah.
just the plural. You're saying the feminine is not exactly. It's not just one letter
Yeah,
change.
it is. You are adding ini into it.
But otherwise, the masculine part seems still normal.
Yeah, that principle is still there.
Mhm.
Only conversion is not like uthu and uthu.
Yeah. It's not one letter change.
It is slightly change in the language, but general principle is same. So wanted to bring you in the know of these few exceptions, which is okay. Now comes
Except for Raja. Raja is a complete exception, right?
Yeah, Raja.
Exception, I think. Yeah.
Raja and Rani. Raja. Hane chuda, the important one, which is converting into plural. Hane hinajo ekro basic rule yo ahe, so all masculine words ending with u, their plural is with a. Puttu, putta. Mukhe hiku puttu ahe, Mani chondo mukhe ba putta ahen. Putta. Puja chondi mukhe ba putta ahen. Ma chondi mukhe hiku puttu ahe. So plural is a. Dandu. Munje dandu. Dandu dhude pyo. Dandu. Danda is plural. Mukhe battiye danda ahen. He dandu dhude pyo. Dandu. Singular, danda is plural. Hathu. Hikro. Verba hatha. He menja hatha ahen. Plural is a. Vatu. Hikro. Asa sabnija vata. Mitha ahen. Vata. Plural. All our mouths are sweet. Vata. Plural. Nakku. Hikro. Sabnija nakka. Sutha ahen. Nakka. Plural. So you got the grip of it. O, plural a in masculine. Okay. Now comes rule number 2. Masculine o. Matho. What is the plural of matho? A. Chokro. Chokra. Hikro chokro. Ba chokra. Puja chondi mija ba chokra. Rand karan vya ain. Mani chondi mija bai chokra. Nokri kanda ain. Chokra. Plural O jo a. Next, chacho. Mukhe hikku chacho ahe. Rajan chodo mukhe ba chacha ahen. Pinkesh chodo mukhe te chacha ahen. Manik chodo mukhe ba chacha ahen. Chacha is plural. Chacho is hikku. Kako, kaka. Uncle, uncles. Ghodo, ghoda. Hikro ghodo, ba ghoda. So you got the feel of it? Plural of masculine words. O is converted into a. Utta. Hathu, hatha. Chokro, o chokra. Nakku, nakka. Kannu. Hikro kannu, ba kanna. Ghodo, hikro, ghoda, plural. Now we come to another special rule which you should know. Piyu. Piyu is one father. Supposing I am inviting the parents of all the students. Ma cha chondusu. Piyura, plural. Menje students ya sab piyura aya ahen. This is a little off of piyu, piyura. Bhav, bhavra. Menja bhavra. Sab India mein ahen. Bhavra, plural. O में हथ में plural वो हथ पर भाव and पिय में plural goes with R. Remember that exceptional rule. Pura. मेजा भावरा. दादा जशन जॾहिं बि लेक्चर ॾींदो हो न हमेशह छा चवंदो हो मुंहिंजा प्यारा भाउरो ऐं भेनरूं भाउरो भाउर तंहिंजो प्लूरल कंदो भाउरो भाव न चवंदो मुंहिंजो भाउ पर भाउर ऐं भेनरूं भाउर भेनरूं साॻी तरह हाणे अचे थो रूल नंबर चौथों जंहिंमें एक्सेप्शंस कयो आहे नो चेंज माण्हू प्लूरल इज माण्हू ही माण्हू सुठो आहे हू माण्हू सुठा आहिनि माण्हू हैज नो चेंज माण्हू इज माण्हू प्लूरल and for animals miru miru is same plural sadhu sadhu hikro je ya multiple hujan sadhu there is no change in that so these are some of the exceptions along with the basic rules which I have given you when it comes to the masculine now we'll go to the feminine how is the plural done in feminine this is very important for feminine you got to know that rule number 5 जेको है all singular words with a ये भ बाह टंग जाल in plural they becomes Tanga, tangu, zala, zalu, yibha, yibhu, maza, inanimate, mazu, See the plural, how it is formed? In feminine, a becomes u. That is rule number 1. Number 2, a. A is also a feminine. The words which is like amma, ammau. Hite hikri amma ai ai, mother. But there are many mothers, ammau, plural. Mala. Hiye meji mala aaye, plural. Malaun. He miju malaun ayen, plural. Then हवा, अॼु हवा गरम आहे, पर हिन मुल्क जूं हवाऊं हमेशह ई गरम हूंदियूं आहिनि. हवाऊं, plural. So what happened? These feminine converted into plurals by adding Zala, zalu, jibba, jibbu. Now comes another rule, which is third vowel A. A. Objects which end with A, their plural ends up with U. Not only U, but U. Akh, akhyum. Y-O-O apostrophe of N. Dil, dilyum. चवंदा आहिनि असांजूं दिलियूं ॻंढियल आहिनि. ईअं कोन चइबो दिलियूं ॻंढियल आहिनि, दिलियूं ॻंढियल आहिनि. Our hearts are united. असांजूं दिलियूं ॻंढियल आहिनि. असीं भले इंडिया में था रहूं या अमेरिका में था रहूं, पर असांजूं दिलियूं ॻंढियल आहिनि. Our hearts are united. दिलियूं. Number 3, joy. Joy माना wife. जोयूं. सभिनी जूं जोयूं अॼु घर में वेठियूं आहिनि. All wives are staying home. जोयूं. ऐं मासात. Masat is who? Your cousin from your mother's sister's daughter. Masat. If you got more than one, mukhe ba masatyun ain. Te yun masatyun. Sort, your chacha's daughter. Mukhe hik sort aaye, par mukhe ba sotyun ain. So what is the rule here? All feminine words ending with I, A, will be pluraled into U. Y-O-O, nasal sound, nes. U. Whereas the first two were U, this is U. Tangu, Bahu, Yibhu, Amau, Malau, Godiyu, Biliyu, Hite, Yu, Dil, Dilyu, Bit, Bityu, Joy, Joyu, Masat, Masatyu. Let's go to the next one. There is double E, A, E. All words with double E, that is feminine, Billi. Plural is Bilyun. Again with U, Y-O-O-N. Ladies wear sari. Plural, sari with double E. Plural is saryun. Y-O-O apostrophe of N. U. Peti, Petyu. Mami, Mamyu. Ghodi, Ghodyu. So Now you got the grasp of the plural formation of the two genders. Manik, you got a question?
Yeah, I had a question. So you said like Masata is Masi's daughter, right?
Masate,
Yeah, Masata. So what is for Masi's son would be what?
Masatu.
Masata.
This we dealt last week,
Mm-hmm.
genders of relatives. Masate and Masatu.
Uh-huh.
Mukheba Masata ain. Tu jo plural tino ta. U jo. And Masate jo plural tino Masatyu.
Mm-hmm.
Hathu hatha. Masatu masata.
Mm-hmm.
Sautu. Chache oputu. Mukhe hiku sauta hai. Mukhe ba sauta.
And Chacha's daughter is also Sauta?
Na, chacha dot saute. Saute. I want you to look up the table which I sent in the last lesson.
Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah.
All relatives are very well defined.
Okay, got it.
Relative has got a particular name. Chache putu sautu, diye saute. Masiye jo putu masatu, masate.
Mm-hmm.
When the plural ke dina, o jo tino a, e jo tino yu, masatyu.
Mm-hmm.
हिकिड़ो हिते जीअं स्पेशल जीअं भाउ भाउर तीअं माउ माउर धीउ धीअर. These are only for those two relatives, माउ and पीउ, धीउ ऐं भाउ. उन्हनि जा प्लूरल में पुठियां आर लॻंदी आहे.
That is exception, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, the rule is very simple that you saw. In all feminine genders, u or you. Pencil, pencilium.
Mm-hmm.
Copy, copyum. Billy, billium. Car, carum. Mukeba carum ain. Ghar. Mukeba ghar ain. Plural. Gharu hikro, ghara, plural ba. Car hikri, karyum. Mukeba karyum ain. People may use English words by saying bakars and पर Sindhi में जब वो मुखे बकारियों हैं. ठीक है? So this was the rule number 2A, which gave us the complete grip of gender-based singular, gender-based plural.
So rule 9 is the same as rule 3, right? Only the example for feminine.
Masculine, feminine, जो अलग बुधाया मैं. R, भावर, भेनर, मावर, and पियर. Now I will come to a very special lesson, which is pronoun, zamir. Every sentence that you write, subject, object, and verb. This is how Sindhi sentence is formed. Muंहिंजो घर आहे. ही मुंहिंजो घर आहे. हीअ मुंहिंजी कार आहे. मुंहिंजो ऐं मुंहिंजी. My. Now, first person in English, as we know, grammar. You see this in English? First person is what? I, ma. Then comes my and mine. Muinjo, muinji. Then me, mukhe. Opposite that is Sindhi. I is two ways defined, ma and mu. mu, ma and mu. I will tell you when to use mu and when to use ma, but both stand for I. Same with my. Muinjo, masculine, muinji, feminine. My. Me is mukhe. Now, example of I, first person. Ma acha tho. I come. Ma acha thi. Sufi will say ma acha thi. Seema will say ma acha thi. Priya will say ma acha thi. Gender based. But Rajan, Manik and Pinkesh Chanda, ma acha tho. Ma acha tho. Ma acha tho. Okay. First person. I came, which is fine, ma ayus. But I saw. I saw. You will not say ma ditho, you will say mu ditho. Mu ditho. Mu budho. Mu galayo. Mu chayo. I said, I saw, I heard. But ma acha tho, ma galaya tho, ma budha tho, ma disa tho, ya ma disa thi, ma acha thi, ma galaya thi. But both of you will say mu ditho, mu galayo, mu budho. When it is in past tense, mu. Some people in villages end up using ma. Ma ditho, ma galayo, ma budho. That becomes grammatically incorrect and you will not use it in the educational system. But they do it in villages. The correct sense is same. It carries the same meaning. But grammatically what you will say is, correct will be mu ditho, mu budho, mu galayo, mu chayo, mu. Ma and mu are the two simple first person applications that we need to understand. Then comes my, ya mine. Muinjo, muinji. And muinjo, muinji, as you know, was the gender of the object. Muinjo bhav, muinji bhen. Muinjo piya, muinji ma. Muinjo put, muinji dhiya. Muinjo nano, muinji nani. Muinjo ghar, muinji car. Muinjo phone, muinji pencil. Muinjo kitab, muinji copy. Muinjo glass, muinji meza. So we have to start using my with proper muinjo and muinji, gender based, to be applied in the first. When you construct a sentence, you use it correctly. ये मुझे पूछो ना, तुझे कुटुंब में केर केर आए? No, your reply has to be properly framed. मुझे कुटुंब में मुझो पीर, मुझी माँ, मुझो भाव, मुझी भेण, मुझो पुट, मुझी धीय, मुझो चाचो, मुझी चाची, मुझो नानो, मुझी नानी, मुझो डाडो, मुझी डाडी. Ahin. They are all in my family. So you will start applying my with a proper gender defined. Muinjo, muinji, depending upon what are you referring to. Muinje kutumba mein, in my family. Muinje kutumba mein, muinjo, muinji, muinjo, muinji, muinjo, muinji. Apple, give me water. Mukhe pani de. Mukhe, give me. Mukhe. Mukhe pani de. Give me water. Cho Manik. Now, Rajan, Pinkesh, Seema, Priya. Because we are today discussing the very important first part of the grammar. Having learned the fundamental rules, now we are jumping into grammar, how we will be constructing the sentences that you want to apply it correctly. First person, singular, I. Second person, you. Third person, he, she, singular. Then comes plural, we. First person plural, we. Second person plural, you, tami, tama. And third person plural, they. We will use all of them with proper conjugation of the verbs, which we'll learn in the next few lessons. I will go to this homework sheet that I had given it to you. If you have remembered these sentences, Tuinjo nalo cha ahe. You are asking this question from someone. Tuinjo nalo. Nalo is masculine. Tuinjo. Nalo is O, is masculine. Tuinjo nalo cha ahe. Then you will reply in this. Muinjo nalo Seema ahe. Muinjo nalo Priya ahe. Muinjo nalo Rajan ahe. Muinjo nalo Pinkesh ahe. Muinjo nalo Sufi ahe. All of you are saying Muinjo nalo. Nobody said Muinji nalo. Did you see what? Nalo is masculine. Muinjo nalo, everybody will say the same thing. Nalo is masculine. It's not that Sufi will say Minji nalo. No. She will still say Minjo nalo. Sufi Advani ahe. Minjo nalo Priya Gandhi ahe. Pinkesh chando Minjo nalo Pinkesh ahe. Rajan chando Minjo nalo Rajan Arora ahe. Minjo nalo. Now you are getting the full control of the sentence, how you are going to form it. Now that you have heard what the grammar says about gender and how to use the pronoun. First person, muinjo, tuinjo. Second person. Line number 3, tamajo nalo chai, plural. When you ask me normally, what will you say? Tamajo nalo chai. Out of respect, you will say to your elder person, instead of tuinjo nalo chai, tamajo nalo chai. What is your name? India mein chote na, sir, what is your name? Sir ute apply karna, then to make it a distinction between your name. What is your name? Sir, what is your name? Instead of saying sir, we have tamajo. Tamajo nalo chai. Did you see that beauty of this Sindhi language? Tamajo nalo chai. And line number chothi. Tuinji umar cha ahe and janam di kadhe ahe. what is your age, and the date of birth. And if you have learned the anga numbers, this becomes very easy to say. Minji umar. Sufi will say, 16 saal aahe. Seema chaundi minji umar 17 saal aahe. Priya chaundi minji umar 18 saal aahe. Manik chaundo minji umar 21 saal aahe. Pinke chaundo minji umar 25 saal aahe. Rajan chaundo minji umar 22 saal aahe. Sabni ke anga achan khapan, so that you can reply this sentence. I will go to anga after this, but I was trying to bring to you this sense of first person, gender based, how to make it minjo, minji, tuinjo, tuinji. And tuinji umar, did you grasp it or not? Tuinjo nalo, tuinji umar. Umar is what? Feminine. Nalo is masculine. That's why I asked you, all of you, tuinji umar chai. I asked Seema same thing, Manik same thing, Sufi same thing, Pinke same thing. Tuinji umar chai. Tuinji because umar is feminine. Rajan, achiyo yo samjh mein?
जी अंकल अच्छी हो
Tuinjo nalo, tuinji umar.
20 उम्र जी
ठीक है? So that will tell you something how to properly construct the sentence. Once you get this feel of gender, you start using rightly. Tuinjo, tuinji, muinjo, muinji.
So the word umar has a sort of a soft right, at the end.
Correct. I is half vowel. Umar. When you heard me saying, Tuji umur chai,
Yeah.
Tuji umur.
Yeah, yeah.
Umur. That is half vowel that I minjo ghar, minji umur, minji car, minji pencil.
Mhm.
They got half I vowels. And you grasp it by listening.
Mhm.
Ji umur chai. Tujo nalo chai, tujo ghar kithe aaye.
Mhm.
Okay, he was one
Mhm. So it's quite interesting because those half vowels are quite important.
Yes.
That is what tells you the gender.
Correct. Tuinji umur. See, I wanted when I was constructing this Romanized Sindhi, it
Mhm.
was already launched by Alliance of Global Sindhi Association in 2011.
Mhm.
I attended that conference at Ahmedabad. After that, I met with them, I talked with them, and I made this proposal to them. Dada, why not we add these half vowels in writing?
Mhm.
It complicate करे छॾींदा सॼी language खे. मुझो complicate जी ॻाल्हि कोन्हे. This
Mhm.
Let
is
them know.
in Arabic Sindhi. What they do is they give a zabar. हेठां ये line ॾींदा आहिनि zabar.
I see.
Put a line.
In Arabic
Uh-huh.
Sindhi they have a zabar and zera. मथां हेठि
Uh-huh.
tick tick ये कंदा आहिनि.
Got it, got it.
When Arabic में they have got that zabara, why can't I add apostrophe
Mhm.
on the other side of the three vowels? A, and U. Let me put a apostrophe on the other side,
Mhm.
not in the front. That will denote that this is a half vowel.
Yes,
I will
yes.
put that in Romanized Hindi, that people don't have to guess it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be very useful because I was trying to figure out from the word when I read it here, UMIR, from just reading from Romanized, I cannot tell whether this umar is masculine or feminine.
Exactly.
But if you had a half vowel with a I or A, I would know that it is feminine.
Yeah. See, this is what I gave that proposal at that time.
Mhm.
A board of those people who had launched it
Mhm.
they did not consider it necessary at the beginning level. They said,
Mhm.
you are going to make it a little more difficult. But I said, how will a newcomer ever
No.
understand this subtle half?
Yes, yes.
They say, we are writing it down in the text. I said, how many people will remember the text
Mhm.
when they are talking or listening or writing? So I gave them in writing this proposal at that time that with an apostrophe in front is nasal sound. I said, let me use that apostrophe on the other side of these three vowels. That will make them half vowels.
Mhm.
I can put that in and nobody will be made to guess.
Mhm.
I wanted to improve on it further, but somehow or other they did not think it was advisable at that time. But today I am at a junction where
Mhm.
I feel that, as you raised this question correctly, that our future generation should not be left to guess
Mhm.
what are the words with half vowel behind them.
Yeah, the reason I'm raising it is because it is relevant in the context of the gender.
Yes.
Because otherwise, I don't know. Just by reading the word, I don't know what is the gender
Yeah,
unless I know it already before.
that's what I was saying, that
Yeah.
we are taking it for granted that people have heard this word, therefore they'll automatically understand.
Correct. But there is no way that, for example, someone like Sufi who has not even been exposed to the language, there's no way that for her to know that reading the word Umar, whether it is masculine or it could be masculine or feminine.
This is what I told him. Manik, you brought up such a valuable subject.
Mm-hmm.
Subject, I dealt with it almost 10 years back.
Mm-hmm.
But because that basic, team they had formed already,
Mm-hmm.
they felt that I am going to say something which will, create the other camp, because they were facing a lot of opposition from Arabi and Devanagari groups.
Mm-hmm.
Third tha shuru kayo. So you will complicate it further. And po hu chanda ta tamam dukhi kare chadi language. But I say that I am enriching it.
Yes, yes. You are not making it difficult. Yeah, yeah. You are only representing it.
Yes.
The language is already sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With me, because in Arabic you are using that zabar and zere. They do this, that, dash, and they go on. And everybody understands that. Why can't in apostrophe we can put behind the vowel? No, not the vowel a, u, three vowels, which form the soft vowels.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
So we're going to put it right here.
Yeah, after this Umar. So you would have it would after the R, after the R.
A and O, if I put apostrophe on the other side, they become half vowels instead of full vowel. A, U, you say with full value. M, R, R, Akh. Now, Akh has got full vowel behind it. Akh, K-H-I. Akh.
Question, like, so the Umar, car, and pencil, the half vowel is not it is E.
A.
Sounds like like Umar.
Yeah, sounds like
This is what I'm saying. Umar guzri wai. Umar guzri wai. Sochinde the panje watan vendus. Umar. Umarana. Umar. Umar guzri wai. And what did I say? Guzri. Umar guzri wai. All feminine. Umar guzri wai. Umar guzri wai. All feminine. Umar guzri wai. Sochinde. त पंहिंजे वतन वञा हा.
How would they write the word Umar in Devanagari?
Umr, Umr. They will leave it at ra only.
There is no half in Devanagari either, half vowel.
But in Arabi,
Hmm.
there is
A slash.
a slash given at the end of ra.
Mhm. It's very subtle, very subtle.
Very subtle. This was one of the reasons when language was being brought into the second script, Devanagari. The two factions, the experts, linguists, Arabi and Devanagari, they did not join hands together.
Mhm.
If they had joined hands together, they would have found out a solution to these subtle things. But
Mhm.
they remained like two separate camps. And unfortunately, because of that, they lost a lot of funds which were otherwise being given to them by central government to create our library and books. Then it got divided. They say you can't form a union of your own mind. How can we? I attended those meetings where the Dada Jairam Das Daulatram, who was MP then in 1971, I attended the Sindhi conference in Bhuj, Gandhidham. Gandhidham was in those days the only place which was associated with Sindhi because maximum people had gone to Gandhidham. Afterwards, they moved out, Gandhidham, Kutch. So conference was held there, and I traveled from Bombay with Dr. Jairam Das Daulatram in the same plane. I did not know I was sitting next to him. I was a young manager from Crompton Greaves going for my product development and meeting with my dealers in Kutch, Bhuj, and I'm sitting right next to Dr. Jairam Das in the same plane. So I started talking to him. He said, why don't you attend our conference? I'm going for that. I
Mhm.
said, certainly I will go for that. But I did not know that undercurrent was going on between the two segments, Arabi and Devanagari. He was in favor of introducing Devanagari. He said in the schools in India, no, we should switch over to Devanagari.
Mhm.
So he was supporting that camp. But there was another group in Bombay. They did not want to support it.
Mhm.
I attended that conference and I was so impressed. I was a young man, 30 years old, 29, 30 years old. All engineering in my mind and all business management and all that. I had no idea of what I'll be doing in my rest of life. If I knew that I was going into language myself, I would have thought differently at that time. But there I thought it is for the seniors to decide what they want to do about language.
Mhm.
I say anything. I simply attended the meeting. But then in 2011, which is 40 years after I attended that conference, when I attended Ahmedabad International Sindhi Sammelan, where Romanized Sindhi was officially launched, we
Mhm.
were already writing books in Romanized Sindhi. My wife Manju, Jaya, and myself, we had written here in 2008, Ruwani to the Sindhi Kalam.
Yes, yes. We have the copy, yeah.
Yeah. And then in 2011, I wrote the second part of it, complying with the official Romanized Sindhi language script, which was launched by the Sammelan.
Mhm.
Then I started conversing with them, and I gave them this idea that you are using apostrophe only once in front of it for nasal sound. Let me add this on the other side of the three vowels to make half vowels.
Mhm.
Uncle, one more question. There's also like accent characters that other languages use, like European language, like French. So I typed some in the chat. Like, you know, they have a caret above the vowel, like A will have a caret, or like an accent, like a tilde, which is above the vowel, which also they use to make accent. This is like common pattern in
In
French,
French,
I think,
yeah.
Spanish. Any like was there any discussion around using something like this to produce those special like sounds?
No, that's what we have done, tilde and caret. If I remember correctly, understand what you're saying, is by using caret and tilde, we have assigned special sounds.
Yes, and not with the vowels. I think like the
They are with the consonants.
They are with the consonants. Yes.
Consonants.
Yes.
Not with the vowels. Vowels, they have made it double. Like a is 2 A's.
Right.
And now I am suggesting that instead of writing 2 A's, I will have a with an above score. So you don't have to write 2 times A.
Right.
Supposing you are writing a word, va, dha, yu, which is congrats. Va, V, double A, dha, DH tilde, double A, dha, yu, Y, double O, N. So, is 2 A's, 2 A's, and 2 O's. I am now doing it, is putting above score on A. So I have to write only 1 with A above score and 1 O with above score to give it a double purpose, double meaning. So that compacts the word little bit and makes it shorter. It still carries the same sense. So these are like suggestions that I gave, and I am trying to implement them in my. You should be glad to know that keyboard, which is being now developed, 90% is ready. This is a good news for you all to know that keyboard will be available on App Store. Once you download it on your smartphones, you will have Romanized Sindhi keyboard. Just like you got Devanagari keyboard, you got Arabic Sindhi keyboard, you got English keyboard. We'll have Romanized Sindhi keyboard. It's 90% done. And my attempt there is to go beyond the original team which launched it, which was a wonderful thing they did. They launched in 2011. But as a user and as a teacher and as a developer, I'm finding that this can be further enriched and made more complete by making these small changes. The more we talk about it, the more I'm explaining and in detail discussing grammar with you, it becomes evident that there's a need to make it little more upgraded version.
It makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. It's good for us to know when there is half and when there is full.
Yes.
Right now, we don't know.
This is what I will, because this was my proposal to them. I gave in writing, I wrote emails to them. But that team did not want to, at that time, they were not prepared to go into further sophistication. They said, let's get this going first.
Yeah.
That is 12 years behind me. And I've been teaching for 12 years. And all those people who were involved in the original team, none of them are involved as much as I am. So today, you really look at it and say, there are 2 people in the whole world. One is Kajal Ramchandani, professor in Jain College. And I am here that we are at the educational level conducting Romanized Sindhi in detail, having published this book, which has been now accepted by the university. And the university is going to launch it in their course. And they are also supporting this creation of the new keyboard. So we are taking it to the next level. where it becomes a language which can be used for educational purpose. And you raised a good question, Manik, how to understand that there is a half vowel. Spoken, yes, I can explain to you. But by reading it, how do you know this word has got a half vowel behind it or not?
There's no way to, yeah,
Unless I assign that vowel.
correct.
They describe it nicely in the website, romanizedhindy.org. If you go to that, they describe the half vowels. And I have also described it in my fundamental rules of Sindhi language. You go to this attachment I have sent to you. See, it is already there here in this one. If I take you to the last number 9 rule, you will see that. Yeah, 1 is 7 rule. One special feature of Sindhi Boli is the use of a, u as soft vowels when they appear at the end of Sindhi word. They are pronounced shorter, a half vowel sound. For example, in the word ambu, o is pronounced lightly as bu, and not strongly as in the English word bush. O. Similarly, in the words akh, wife, joy, is pronounced lightly and not strongly as in the word sit. So
Yes,
this,
yes.
I have already dealt in this, but I did not go to the level of using apostrophe and then saying this is half vowel.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to change it or no?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. You're right. Absolutely right. I mean, I picked it up only from when you were saying the word,
Yeah.
but I realized that the way you are saying it is not it's not a full vowel.
We need a
I
version
have-
2 of the Roman.
Yeah, yeah.
Ambuvatiye cheezein. Ambuvatiye cheezein. Bo, U is almost half spoken, unlike bush.
It's not ambu.
Ambuvatiye cheezein. The subtleness of vowel, 3 of these, a, u. I might in the keyboard, which is being developed, I may go and add this feature. Manik, you have made a good suggestion that let the feature be there. How we use it and not use it is a matter of time will alone tell. But since this is going to be launched in another 10-15 days, I might as well go and provide this feature in it.
Yes,
Right.
yes, I agree. It's a good idea.
You
Half
should.
vowel.
But I think this point that Pinkesh also made is quite relevant, that it's when the half versus half a is also hard to distinguish.
Correct.
Like akh could be half or half a.
Yeah.
It almost sounds the same.
Yeah. It becomes a challenge
Yeah.
to understand, and you cannot,
Mine is okay.
unless you have got somebody talking in front of you, it becomes very difficult. यानी कि चवंदा आहियूं न भई पाण में सी सिंधी ॻाल्हायूं वेठा त पोइ सम्झींदासीं, के रुगो पढ़ी सिखणो आहे त उहे किथां सिखंदा?
Yeah, not
They have to have some guideline. So the rule is here, as I explained in number 7. Rule is there that there are short vowels, soft vowels.
It's still fine. Actually, even if someone mistakes half with half a, it's still okay because both are feminine. So from a gender,
But
understanding the
will be-
gender,
Ah,
my main objective was to understand the gender
gender, correct,
from the word.
correct.
Just by reading the word, knowing the gender.
तुंहिंजी
Yeah,
उम्र
that's
छा आहे?
definitely.
तुंहिंजी उम्र.
So even if I'm if I make a mistake between half and half
See,
it doesn't really matter because both are feminine.
yeah, but if you know for sure the tunji car,
Hmm.
tunji pencil, tunji umar,
Yeah,
tunjo ghar,
yeah, ghar. See, ghar is subtle, right? I
yeah,
need to see that oo with a apostrophe, then I know it's masculine.
ghar.
If I don't see it, if you just write down, GHAR,
Hmm.
then I don't know it's masculine or feminine. I will only remember. I have to memorize it. But if you write down with a U at the end and then apostrophe, then I know that it is ghar.
Gharu.
Yeah, I know.
It ends up with the upper
Correct. Now I
pronunciation.
know how to pronounce it, and also I know it is masculine.
Yeah.
That gives me a lot of information.
So the half
Anyway,
A,
glad
half A
job,
doesn't change the
Pinkesh.
gender.
So
Yeah, so
like Manju, you'd say Manju Garo.
So like the half A and half E doesn't change the gender, but if you want to do the plural, then it's a little different because
Yeah,
no versus
plural.
you.
Mhm.
Like, is it pencil no or is it pencil you?
Ah,
Is it car or car no?
Pencil. Yeah. But
pencil.
My pencil and my
Very
pencil.
good. That's a good sophistication of that. If you
Mhm.
do the vowel correctly, plural is correct then.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's very important. Although it is subtle, it is actually very important.
Correct. I wish at that time in 2011 and 12, when I was in communication with these people, the core team, as they call it, Dada
Mhm.
Ajit Daswani was the valuable person who managed it. But other members of the core team, one was in London, one was in Madras, one was in Singapore. I was in Bombay at that time, short time. Then I came to USA. It was like a spread out all over. To get
Mhm.
them to agree to this further sophistication, I kept writing emails. They saw the viewpoint. Instead of saying outright, no, we will not take it, or outright saying, yes, we'll take it, it was left it in abeyance, knowing how it might get adopted.
Mhm.
I think the time has now come, since we are launching the keyboard, might as well include it in it.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. We are actually providing the perspective of
Yeah,
almost like a new. I'm thinking,
Generation.
like as you said, suppose even I know a little bit, right? But I'm thinking if my children were to read it,
yeah,
there is no way they would know
yeah,
unless you point it out.
correct. Exactly. The person who reads it
Hmm.
should get a guidance that this
Yeah.
meaning gharu, ghar,
Yeah.
मुंहिंजो घर वॾो आहे, मां कोन चयो मुंहिंजी घर वॾो आहे.
What would that be?
He wouldn't make it feminine.
मुंहिंजी is because घर is feminine,
Okay.
घर is masculine. मुंहिंजो घर सुठो आहे, मुंहिंजो घर वॾो आहे.
House is masculine.
Mhm.
तुंहिंजो घर किथे आहे?
Mhm.
Your house.
तुंहिंजी कार किथे आहे? I cannot say तुंहिंजी घर किथे आहे, तुंहिंजो कार किथे आहे. तुंहिंजो, तुंहिंजी, घर, कार.
Nice.
ठीक है? Okay, I am glad we also touched upon rule number 7. I was going to deal with it at the end of as we go on, but good you brought it up. So now at least you are also aware that we have the subject covered in our special rules.
Mhm. So I think we have to get going also. We can wrap up.
Yeah, I'll do a quick numbers with you because let's not forget the numbers.
Mhm.
Anga kare chayo, so we'll finish it up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 10, सब जो 10,
There,
There.
20,
wir,
30.
30,
Yeah.
Here.
hier,
40,
Chalia.
Charlie,
50,
Punjab.
Punjab,
60,
That too.
60,
70,
Satar.
80,
80.
80,
90,
90,
100.
So,
100.
So, the Chatoyo, these are tens. Dahaka chabo Sindhi mein, Dahaka. Deh,
Dahaka.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Mhm.
Then it becomes easier to go to any of those tens. If I say beyond 30 tier, there's a tier, ekatiya, batiya, tetiya, chotiya, pantiya, chatiya, satutiya, atutiya, 49, 40.
Mhm.
One less than 40 is 49.
49.
You go to 40s mein, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, वो 49, 50 का एकड़ो घट 49.
49.
60 जी टेबल में 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. 70 का एकड़ो घट 69. So the principle is very simple. Once you know the tens, you can build the next ladder very easily. 61, 32, 41, 42, 43, 51, 52, 53, 61, 62, 63, 71, 72, 81, 82, 91, 93. You are getting the feel of it because you don't have to then cram these. They will come automatically.
Mhm.
First 21 you should know without fail. Therefore, I will go to repeat 21 today with you. Please do that with me. Bear 1 minute. हाँ तू कराइन हिका का कियन ताई तू कराइन
ठीक आहे त इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन कोने ॿुधाए न हाणे ओतिरो त यादि पइजी वियो हूंदो शायद
तू हिकु
हा हिकु
हिकु
ॿ
ॿ
टे
टे
चार
चार
पंज
पंज
छह
छह
सत
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 अठ
अठ
नव
नव
ॾह
ॾह
यारहं
ॿारहं
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 तेरहं
तेरहं
चोॾहं
चोॾहं
पंद्रहं
15
सोरहं
16
सत्रहं
17
अरिड़हं
18
उणिवीह
19
वीह
20
एकवीह
21
ॿावीह
22
त जीअं अंकल हाणे चयईं न
31 ताईं कराए छॾ 31 ताईं
हा we start building on वीह थी विया त everything that comes in the end would be वीह in that
वीह
so by
हाँ
वीह meaning एकवीह ॿावीह टेवीह त
हाँ,
हिकिड़ो त
वीहनि खां पोइ
alphabet
हिकु।
21 31 थींदो आहे 21 22 23 24 त 20 पहिरियों ईंदो आहे सिंधीअ में 24 तो पोइ थो अचे पियो
हाँ
त एकवीह
We are one. No, we are Varos in the beard.
21
Ikia,
एकवीह ॿावीह
22
Babia,
23
We
चोवीह
24
पंजवीह
25
छवीह
26
सतावीह
27
अठावीह
28
उणटीह
29
टीह
30
एकटीह
31
ॿाएटीह
Bati,
ॿटीह
32
ॿटीह टेटीह
33
चोटीह
Chotia,
34
पंजटीह
35
छटीह
36
सतटीह
Sutatia,
37
अठटीह
Matatia,
38
उणेतालीह
39
चालीह
Chalia,
हाणे असां जेके 40 खां पोइ या 50 खां पोइ जेके बिल्डअप कंदासीं सिमिलर टू जीअं 21 22 22 हूअं 41 42 त 41
वेरी
Ekatalia,
गुड हाणे
42
हाँ
Bata,
that principle applies to all the time. We have to continue using this way. मां चाहींदुसि त हाणे असांखे सीमा 40 ताईं करायो आहे। हू जेको असांजो वर्कशीट हुई न, तुंहिंजी उमिरि छा आहे ऐं तुंहिंजे जनम जो ॾींहुं कहिड़ो आहे, तव्हांखे उहो सेंटेंस जेको आहे न सो पाण भरणो आहे। यू टू फिल इट इन। पिंकेश, Rajan, I want you to write that down in that line number 4. मुंहिंजी उमिरि हेतिरा साल आहे, मुंहिंजे जनम जो ॾींहुं तारीख़। It has to be within first 31, त उहा तारीख़ लिखणी पवंदी। 25, 24, 12 उहा तारीख़ लिखणी पवंदी। ठीकु है, त इहो ज़रूरु कजो to complete the homework sheet number 2 which I have sent to you all of। ऐं हाणे अॼु असीं क्लास कंक्लूड करण खां अॻु में हिकिड़ो दफ़ो लेट अस ऑल टुगेदर से दैट, या हमेशह चवंदा आहियूं। राजन तूं आई न हिते?
जी अंकल, असां आया था।
हा, मां सिंधी आहियां।
मां सिंधी आहियां।
सिंधी आहियां।
असीं सिंधी आहियूं।
असीं सिंधी आहियूं।
सिंधीअ में ॻाल्हाईंदासीं
असां सिंधीअ में ॻाल्हाईंदासीं
ऐं सिंधीअ में सोचींदासीं बि।
ऐं सिंधीअ में सोचींदासीं बि।
जय झूलेलाल।
जय झूलेलाल।
ॾाढो सुठो।
ॾाढो सुठो। थैंक यू अंकल।
हरिओम अंकल।
हरिओम हरिओम। तूं एडी रिकॉर्डिंग करी या आदित्य एडी रिकॉर्डिंग करे?
आई थिंक अदिति कई हूंदी, मां त कोन कई आहे।
ठीकु है, त पोइ आदित्य पाणी हुनखे कंक्लूड कंदी। ठीकु है,
जी
ॾाढो सुठो। जय झूलेलाल। तूं
जय
प्रिया
झूलेलाल।
प्रिया खे चइजांइ त अचे क्लास में।
हा, वो हाणे फ्लाइट में आहे, त वो राति जो पहुचंदी कुझु 10-11 बजे, तॾहिं चवंदी मां
भले लेसन ॾिसे फ्लाइट में, हिन में यूट्यूब ते ॾिसे नेक्स्ट
हा,
वीक।
हा।
चलो, ॾाढो सुठो। थैंक यू वेरी मच सीमा।
अंकल तव्हांखे अगरि कुझु हेल्प खपे आहे न, तव्हां स्टार्टिंग खां एंड ताईं तव्हां कराए वेठा, मां सिर्फ़ु नंबर्स थी करायां, त तव्हांखे
हा।
अगरि विच में खपे मां चवां त मूंखे चई छॾियो, त मां पोइ उहो कराईंदसि।
त हीअं कंदुसि न, नेक्स्ट लेसन जो कराइणो आहे न मूंखे, मां उन में तोखे पोर्शन ॿुधाए छॾींदुसि कहिड़ो कजांइ।
भले।
ठीकु है, दैट इज़ गुड।
त तव्हांखे थोरो
मूंखे
आराम
थोरी,
मिलंदो, एटलीस्ट
हा,
जेसि ताईं मां
मूंखे
जॉइन थी
कलाक
कयां।
ॾेढ ॻाल्हि, इट इज़ लॉट फॉर मी टू, बट वेरी ॾाढो सुठो। आई एम ग्लैड दैट यू आर वॉलंटियरिंग। तमामु सुठो, तमामु
अंकल
सुठो।
हाणे जेतिरो टाइम मां घर वेठी आहियां, किथे नथी निकिरां, त मां करे थी सघां, त पोइ
ॾाढो
मेक द
सुठो,
बेस्ट ऑफ इट न।
वेरी गुड। ठीकु है, ॾाढो सुठो। जय झूलेलाल।
जय झूलेलाल।
थैंक यू।